Our next guest is one of the 20 who remains in hospital. Bradley Richards, you're going to meet him in a moment. He was traveling to Bali for a vacation. One of our morning team has a mutual friend in his mother, Jane. And through Jane, we have contacted Bradley in his hospital bed in Bangkok. And he joins me now. Bradley, thank you so much for making the effort to speak with me. Good morning. Hello from Canada. How are you feeling today?
I do definitely feel like I'm on the mend for sure, but yeah, like in myself, I feel a bit better.
I hope
and
so.
My spine's still hurting. Yeah.
Well, I'm looking at you, and just for as long as you're able to hold the phone, don't overexert yourself. But as I look, I can see you've got a Band-Aid to the head and a neck brace here. Can you describe your injuries to us and how extensive they are?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not too sure exactly how it all unfolded, but I've got a laceration on my skull, which required about 20 stitches, and I've had about 6 fractures on my spine and neck, so I'm a bit sort of unable to move very well at the moment.
So they've got you immobilized with that brace, and what about, are you any other supports on the bed there or to keep you from moving?
No, I'm just sort of just in the bed with my neck brace and whatever, you know, just my neck brace on at the moment. But I can still move my legs and my arms, but I can't really sit up or move my head around too much.
But that's such good news. I was going to ask you if you're able to move. So your legs, you do have mobility in the legs and arms despite these 6 spinal fractures.
Yeah, fortunately, I don't think there's any damage to the nerve, so thankfully I'll be able to walk, I believe.
And yes,
yeah, I hope so anyway.
Thankfully, we hope so for you too.
Yeah.
Will you need surgery? Are they telling you, Bradley, at this point?
I'm unclear at the moment. I had one doctor say that probably won't, but I'm still actually waiting for the main doctor to come along to give me sort of prognosis.
Your mom was telling us that you were asleep when the plane hit the turbulence. Is that right?
Yeah, I think all I remember really from getting on the plane, like the accident, was just waking up with my head pouring with blood, lots of people panicking and laying on the floor and luggage everywhere. There was sort of medics on board that seemed to be helping people, but even some of the crew member were sort of knocked out or ill on the floor. So even like, you know, the trained medical people were even sort of taken unconscious as well.
So what I was wondering was, she also told us you weren't wearing a seatbelt when you were sleeping. Is that right, to your understanding, to your memory?
I can't actually remember. I think I do. I remember sort of tucking my hands into it at some point. So I don't know if it was still on me at the time. I can't be sure of that, but I sort of had my arms tucked into it at one point while I was sort of getting cozy because I was cold under the blanket. But I don't know if I'd been up since that point or not, to be honest. It was sort of, I don't really even remember it happening, so.
Really? So the actual memory of if you must have come out of your seat and you must have hit something, obviously, with the injuries and the cut to your head. But exactly what you hit and what happened, you don't remember at this point.
I don't have a clue, no. All I know is that I would sort of, when I come around, I just saw blood everywhere, and my main concern was getting the bleeding stopped and just trying to get off the plane, really, to, you know, to an ambulance or something.
That must have been extraordinary, to wake up in the distress. Was there a lot of pain too, Bradley, or just the blood was the main issue?
Obviously, when you see blood, you sort of go into panic mode, so the adrenaline kicks in. I did obviously notice that my back was hurting as well. There was a guy behind me, he was quite helpful. He bandaged my head up, but obviously no one can really diagnose spinal injuries, you know, straight away, you know what I mean? So.
And in terms of a couple of things, so as you said, you woke up and you were sort of conscious and aware of what was going on. I was thinking of what must have been going on in the plane. The pilot ordered that medical emergency and then took some time to land in Bangkok. Whatever time between the hitting of the turbulence and then the landing in Bangkok, what was that time like with everything going on in the plane? What was happening? What were you aware of and seeing and hearing?
It was a bit surreal. It was just a bit like a movie, to be honest with you. You know, there was people screaming. there was other people remain quite calm and, trying to calm others down, which was good, I suppose. Obviously, there was children on the plane that were crying as well. But yeah.
And then when you finally did land,
it all just sort of went by.
it went by.
Quite quick.
When you finally landed, how did they take you off the plane? Were they aware that they had to be careful for your back, or how did you get off that plane?
Well, yeah, they was obviously aware that I had skull damage, and I told them that my back was hurting, but there were so many people laying on the floor, I sort of had to get escorted out to the door, and then they put me into a wheelchair once I sort of walked to the door with assistance, and then they put me into like a wheelchair and strapped me in.
And there you are now in the intensive care unit. I should have said that at the beginning, in that intensive care unit in the hospital in Bangkok. How has the care been, the care you've received?
I think it's actually been really good, considering there's a language barrier as well. So the staff have been really helpful. I did have a sort of bit of a stress incident where my bag was left by the paramedics in another room, and sort of got a bit worked up about that. But because it had all my camera equipment and my charger and everything like that, my phone was going to run out, so I didn't have any contact with the outside world. But eventually the customer service lady come around, and she managed to get my bag back for me because I could track it inside the hospital.
That is good news. You don't want to be.
I knew it was there. Yeah.
You knew it was there. In terms of what we've heard from some passengers, you maybe heard me when I was introducing you, they've been saying publicly that they're just not getting enough information about what's happening, and especially from Singapore Airlines. Would you say that's been the case for you too, Bradley?
Yeah, I mean, all I've had in terms of contact was a text message to say my flight had been rearranged and my luggage or something like that. But to be honest with you, I haven't really been that interested in the cause of it or whatever, because my main concern's been my health and just getting out of hospital. But today, just before I came on the phone call, actually, the nurse came and said the CEO of Singapore Airlines is here to have a word with all the customers that are ill.
Really? The CEO of the airline?
Yeah. Apparently so, yeah. I haven't actually seen him. But
how do you feel about that?
I told him. Well, I guess it's a nice gesture. If it was an accident, it's nothing that can be avoided. If that is the case, I don't know if it was an accident or not yet. As I said, we haven't had any information. But normally, obviously, turbulence is the weather, isn't it? So, if it could have been avoided, I don't know. But it's a good gesture of the CEO to come down personally.
What are your main, apart from your health, which obviously is a huge concern, but apart from that, Bradley, what are your main concerns right now at this point?
Well, I haven't really slept much because, when I have been tired and trying to sleep, I've been sort of waking back up in a panic every time I nod off. I don't know if that's like my body telling me something or not to go to sleep, or I'm not too sure really. But also, I've got to get home on another 10 to 12 hour flight home. So I'm a little concerned about that as well, to be honest with you. And I don't really know whether, I don't know what the outcome of my back is going to be after the healthcare. So I do quite a physical job. So I'm slightly concerned about, where that's going to leave me standing with regards to work.
And what about being there? I mean, you were going to meet some friends on this on this vacation. You're there alone, which to me would be a sort of extra frightening experience about all of this. Is anyone going to be able to come to help you?
Yeah. My friends have offered their support as well, but also my family, my mum, and I think my dad is coming out to, stay the rest of my stay with me while I'm in the hospital. So obviously I'm looking forward to seeing them. But other than that, I just think, so far I've just been on my own. But it's been okay. Well, I've just been on medication. I haven't really, I've been a bit out of it, sleeping anyway. So it's not really been neither here nor there.
Well, listen, your mother, as I was mentioning, a mutual friend was somebody on my news team, and I think she's just about to board that plane. So she will be very glad to see you there, and I'm sure you'll be glad to see her there. Bradley, I won't exert you anymore, because I'm sure this has been tiring for you to talk to me all this time, but I can't thank you enough. Well, sending you the best wishes for recovery and good health, and hopefully these injuries, as you say, will certainly subside in time. But what a pleasure to have this conversation. And again, thoughts with you in this recovery.
Thank you so much. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Cheers to you. Bradley Richards in Bangkok in the ICU with those spinal injuries. Not even aware of what had happened or the scene that followed, really, until he himself, that was really extraordinary, just woke up with the blood gushing from his head.